I'm Pamela. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you 7 ideas that I have for either a Scream prequel or a spin-off. But before we get started, please don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future posts. And you can also follow me over on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Let's get into it. So I'm going to share with you 7 different ideas that I have for either a Scream prequel or a spin-off, and let me know what you guys think about these. Obviously, this is just for fun, and if you have any ideas of your own, share them down in the comments. So my first idea that I have for a prequel is Gale and Dewey's time in New York City. This is something that I'm dying to see, their time together in New York. And I was really hoping that we were going to get a flashback of this in Scream 6, especially with Scream 6 actually taking place in New York. I really thought that, they would want the fans to have this nice little moment where we could see Dewey again. Obviously, Dewey died, so unless we get a flashback, we're never going to see him again. We learn in Scream 5 that they were living in New York together, and Dewey left in the middle of the night because he couldn't hack it. And I want to know what happened between them in New York. Why couldn't he make it work? What was so bad about living in New York that he literally had to leave in the middle of the night? Which, that actually upsets me when I think about it. Like, why did he have to do that? Why couldn't he just say goodbye to her? They've known each other for long enough. He couldn't face her to tell her the truth and say, I need to go back to Woodsboro. We have that one little moment in Scream 6 when Gale is in the shrine and she sees the drawing of Dewey and the photo of him, and they play Dewey's music and she's looking really sad, says his name. I thought we were going to have a moment like that where they just show us a quick little flashback. Obviously, it didn't happen. I'm still holding out hope for that in Scream 7, just so the fans can see Dewey again. But yeah, I would love to see a prequel movie about Gale and Dewey and their time in New York, or just their time between Scream 4 and Scream 5 in general. What were they up to for 10 years? My second idea that I have for a prequel would be Vince's life as a Macher. Obviously, you all know that he is Stu Macher's nephew. His mom is Leslie Macher, Stu's sister. And I just want to see more of Vince. I think that he had potential to be a great character, and I can't believe how little he was in the story. Kyle Gallner is a great actor. I think Vince was an interesting character, and I think that they killed him off way too soon. He had so much potential. He could have been a really good red herring. They should have kept him for majority of the movie to make him a red herring, or he could have been a really good Ghostface. I would have actually liked to see him as a Ghostface, because it's been a while since we had an actually intimidating Ghostface. He could have been pretty scary. So I just think they really wasted his character, taken out way too soon, and I would like to see more of him and how he's dealt with being Stu Macher's nephew. And if you know me, you know that I believe Stu Macher is alive, which will be revealed in Scream 7, hopefully. So did Vince maybe know that he's alive? Is Leslie Macher helping Stu stay in hiding? And does Vince know about it? Did he reject the idea of being Stu's nephew? I'm just intrigued by his character and would like to see more about him. The third idea that I have for a prequel is the Kirsch/Bailey family origins. We have a lot of unanswered questions about that family. First of all, what is their real last name? We know that it's not Bailey, and we know that it's not Landry either for Ethan. And I also don't think that it's Kirsch, because the movie creators did say in an interview that neither of those are their real names, and that their real last name is probably whatever they went by when they were living in the Midwest. So what's their real last name? How did they all decide to become killers? I mean, how do you just get a full family of killers? What's up with the mom and wife? Where is she? I know that in early drafts of the Scream 6 script, I think Detective Bailey and Ethan killed her because she wasn't gonna go along with their plan. So if that's the case, I mean, I would like to see that happen. Another unanswered question with them is, how did Detective Bailey get a job working for the New York Police Department if that's his fake name? How did he fake his whole identity? There's just so many unanswered questions with them, so I would like to see a little prequel for them. My fourth idea for a prequel would be Billy Loomis and Christina Carpenter's relationship. I love Billy, so I would just love to see anything involving him, and I'm very intrigued by Christina Carpenter's character. I think that there was so much that could have been done with her character, and I'm still hoping that we can meet her in Scream 7 even without the Carpenter sisters returning. Did Christina know what Billy was up to back in '96? Was she an accomplice? Did she drive the getaway car from Casey Becker's house? Because where did Billy and Stu park their car? How did her and Billy start hooking up? How did she really feel about him publicly claiming Sydney over her? I have a bunch of Christina Carpenter theories on my channel, and I'll link them in the description for you. I actually just posted one the other day, so if you want to check it out, feel free. But I think Christina is a shady character. I think that she very well knew what Billy and Stu were doing back in the day, so I would love to see a prequel of that. There's so much that can be done with Christina Carpenter's character, in present day or in the past. My fifth idea for a prequel would be Stu Macher's time in hiding. Like I said earlier in this video, I believe Stu Macher is alive and has been in hiding for the past 20-something years, so I would love to see a prequel explaining how he did that. Where was he this whole time? What was he up to? Who was helping him? Where has he been living? I also think that he's leading a cult of ghost faces. So what has he been doing behind the scenes all these years while growing his cult? I want to see how he's been running things from behind the scenes. There's so much that could be done with Stu's character. My sixth idea for a prequel is a prequel TV series for each of the ghost faces. Imagine a limited series, just one season, and have 1 hour-long episode for each ghost face. So that would be like 12 or 13 episodes if you include Jason from Scream 6. I just think that would be so interesting to see a prequel for each ghost face. There's so much that you could do with that, especially like Mickey from Scream 2. He was a serial killer before the events of Scream 2. Before Nancy Loomis found him, he was already killing people. So what's up with that? Why was he a serial killer? Who was he killing? Obviously, the first episode would be for Billy. Second episode would be for Stu. So it would be interesting to see what they were doing for the whole year before the events of the first movie. Because they killed Maureen Prescott a year prior and, framed Cotton Weary, and they got away with it. And then they were just planning the whole time and watching scary movies, taking notes. So I would love to see that whole year and what they were up to. And like I said, we have Mickey, who was already killing people, an episode for Roman Bridger. So much could be done there. How he explains at the end of Scream 3 when he found Billy and showed him the video footage of Maureen and Hank Loomis. I would love to see that happen. And then we'd have an episode for Jill Roberts. Who approached who first? Did she approach Charlie with the idea? Was she kind of just jealous of Sydney this whole time and plotting in her head, and she recruited Charlie? I just think there's so much that could be done with a prequel TV show for each of the ghost faces. When all is said and done and this franchise is either done with or just on a long pause, they should consider doing this because I would love to see it. Now, my seventh idea, which is more of like a spin-off rather than a prequel, would be something similar to Wes Craven's New Nightmare. That's the last film in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and that one is super meta, where Freddy starts attacking the actual actors who play the characters in the movie. So Heather Langenkamp plays herself, Robert Englund plays himself. Imagine that for the Scream franchise. I think that would be a lot of fun. And maybe they don't even have to release it in theaters. Maybe it could just go to Paramount Plus. I don't know. But just imagine having like actual Neve Campbell, Skeet Ulrich, Matthew Lillard, Courtney Cox. And then that's a way to see David Arquette again, because he could be in it because he's playing himself. We could also get Jamie Kennedy in this movie, and I love him. We could even get Drew Barrymore. We could get every actor who's no longer in the franchise to return. And then imagine there's a real-life Ghostface going after the actors. I think that would be a lot of fun and something to consider when, this franchise is over or just on a long break. There you have it. Those are my 7 ideas for a Scream prequel or a spin-off. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Would you want to see any of these? And do you have any ideas of your own? If you do, definitely let me know down in the comments because I'm very curious. That's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning into another video. Please don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. And you can also follow me over on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And I will see you guys in the next video.